Style over substance. Attitude is everything. Live life on the edge. These are the only 3 rules that guide our future. A future inspired by the work of Hosan Gonzalez, bound by Mike Pondsmith's Cyberpunk law. A dark future, cast in a neon glow, where corporations through nuclear fire have destroyed the known world, save for a few mega metropolises. The tales you are about to witness are built around the heart of one such city, Robo City 16, where the machine rules through a mechanized iron fist. The promise of prosperity through logic and sedation has stagnated the progress of the people. However, what the logic of the machine will never conclude, but the will of a few may, is it's time for change. It's time to rage. For good or ill, the chosen few are those you witness before me. The mortal code. Will they hasten synthetic rapture, lead us to biological prosperity, or something new entirely? Find out on Sasapunk. All right, I think we actually need an intro, but welcome to the Sasapunk stream. As you may notice, I am wearing a virtual reality device on my face. Very ubiquitous across the universe that Hosan Gonzalez has laid out before us that we're using. My laptop has died, so this is probably the only way that I can take notes. This only has a 2-hour battery, or read notes. This only has a 2-hour battery, so we'll see how that goes. Might be a lot of winging it at the end, or using the phone. All right, now that I have set the stage, let us populate it with our players, the Mortal Code. Starting with, where do we do? My bottom right, your bottom left. Astraea, take it away.
Hello, I am Rummy the Ever Living. I play Astraea Magnicant, a nomad. I'm a female. I have a long, well, let's see. I have hair. It's covered, I guess, with a coat of some kind, and I have a mechanical arm, I believe.
You really nailed that description of yourself. I think last week's was better.
Because last week was a different guy.
Oh!
That's new.
All right.
Wait, so is your name not Astraea?
No, I'm still Astraea. It was different model.
Oh, all right. I'm Winslow Burden, aka Maximus Dominus. I am a solo wearing a tan one-piece with some RGB fur in the back. Got a nice little assault rifle, maybe a sniper rifle in the future.
Sniff rifle.
Yeah,
Sniff rifle.
Snipe.
Snipe rifle.
Snipe.
My name is Jay. I'm trying to sound like Kung Fury. My character is inspired by 13th, Hosan Gonzalez's character in the comic Neon Rising. The future is now. He looks a lot like this. Blue hoodie, red hat with 13 on it. His favorite weapon, a machete, and a chest rig that he can attach stuff to. I imagine he's angry and dangerous. I'm street scum.
I'm Netra, and I am a netrunner / media. I look like this, except I'm wearing a headset with an AR overlay over the world. It looks like what he's wearing, except like 10 times cooler.
You hear that, Oculus?
It can flip up occasionally, and then they'll see my eyes, and they're really scary and terrifying. And I also interact with the dark web. Dark web? Deep web.
The deep stream.
The deep
Deep
stream.
stream,
The dark
not the
stream.
dark web.
Don't want to go to the dark
deep
web.
stream. So occasionally we'll ask for things in the chat in the deep stream.
Yes, so Netra, her character is an up-and-coming influencer in the in this campaign, and so her connection to you all, the community and watchers, she is our main connection to you all. And so there will be instances where she'll be asked a question or she'll need to come up with something, and then these are instances that she can reach out to you guys, and you can provide whatever crazy answers you desire, and I will leave it up to her discretion to choose which one is most fitting. I think with our introductions over, time to set the stage. I just opened up quite a few things. Hold on, let me use my hands to exit out. Haha! One more time, one more little pinchy. All right. When last we left our punks of the Mortal Code, they picked up some heavy-hitting stims in Beggar's Reach, Astraea's ride from the metal shop, and resupplied on ammo before heading over to the Wings of Liberty. The execution event the machine has been advertising throughout Robo City 16's Vox channels. With the masses, the Mortal Code arrived in the square at the foot of the Wings of Liberty statue, a 100-foot tall, rusted statue of a Robo woman thrusting a spear into the air. Chrome wings opened up behind her. Any look around showed the Polizei forces infesting the surrounding area. Drones, foot patrols, advanced robo units, and even tanks littered the space. We pick up now, right after the Mortal Code met with the Resistance and were given their role to play in this act. Being as stealthily as possible, to hack the Square security terminal and divert the cameras away from Magnicant Biased, the sniper's view for 3 seconds, so he can take the shot. We pick up now with Jay having injected himself with a stim known as Reflex. You are sort of, your mechanisms are fluttering, vibrating rapidly. It takes a little bit to control this at first, as like when you start to move, it's almost as though your limbs are phantom, shifting in front of you, like phantoms, and it takes a little while to get used to. It's the exact opposite of how you felt on Milky Water. As you are descending the 11 floors through the staircase, Astraea and Winslow had descended through the fire escape route on the side of the building, and Netra, I believe, was waiting a few minutes before she caught up. I think we can switch to the map now, and I can describe sort of the lay of the land. Hopefully, I can do it with this headset on. We'll see. It'll be very interesting.
Wait, sorry.
Just let me know when the act has taken place.
Give me a minute. Why?
But why?
Okay.
Okay. All right.
That's not how it's supposed to look.
So, this is the second tallest building in the area, the location where they rendezvoused with the Resistance and Janice Silvergun, who gave them their mission at hand. This is the main Ministry of Justice sort of security building in the area, just across the way from the Wings of Liberty, right here. At the feet of the Wings of Liberty, there is the platform that the execution is taking place. Currently, I forgot I need a mic for this. Currently, the Minister of Death, this in between 10 to 12 feet high, entire heavy-set, multiple-plated robo lumbers forward, dragging his charge by chains. This now iron-masked, four-limbed female is just being dragged. It seems as though she's been sedated. And the Minister of Justice himself, in his, for lack of a better term, immediately, more so Nazi attire, still entirely robo, has got burning red apertures for eyes, is a modest 8 about around 8 feet tall, approaching the stage as they are setting her up in different in a single mechanism. There's a huge crowd in the center of the square, filled with numerous different individuals from many different walks of life in the city. This is a large event attracting many eyes and ears. So, the mission as it stands. Oh, crap! Tell me how it looks. All right. This is rapidly getting out of control. Okay. I'll bring this up. So, the mission at hand is our players, the Mortal Code. There's a security terminal right here, the one that they have to hack to divert the cameras for 3 seconds. There are 2 guards on either side of the terminal. There is a drone circling the perimeter of the security building, and there are numerous individuals loitering around inside and around the alley. And you don't know who is an ally, who is a potential opponent outside of the very obvious Polizei forces. So, what are you guys going to do?
Am I down there now? At this point?
I mean, they've had 5 minutes to descend. You said that you were waiting 5 minutes.
I'm heading down towards the terminal, but keeping my distance, and then, like, acknowledging your guys' presence, but not like, we're together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it should be known that we're all on the same comms channel, so
Yeah.
we don't. I think we can talk discreetly to each other.
Yeah.
Magnus, is there question about the security building with the security terminal? Is there a back door or is there only one door? Because you have guards in the back. I'm just curious. I'm just wondering if there's a door in the back.
As you take your final step, or as you're even coming down the fire escape, you can give me a perception check. In intelligence plus perception. Bring up that
Natural 10.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, the possibility for cheating.
What am I adding? D10 plus what?
So it's intelligence plus perception.
15, 20, not natural.
20. Okay.
Possibly natural.
You see actually a pretty even dispersion of Polizei guards around nearly every building. You do see 3 more in front of this building, and it seems as though 2 are on the left side of this huge sort of grated garage, what seems to be like very dense metal sheet door that's pulled down, and there's numerous locks on it running up, and it goes up to about 20 feet high. And there is no certain entrance that you see, but you see that the front of the building is heavily guarded, and many of the buildings around are heavily guarded. You still see that, like, most of the buildings do have their own drone patrolling, and you do see 2 hovering cop cars. Again, one compartment of the car is this open air tri-barrel minigun with a Polizei in it, just looking around with a spotlight, and the driver in a front sealed compartment as they're slowly stalking the area.
So, are we on a secure channel, or are we just blaring our talk on an insecure channel for comms? They have drones out. I'm pretty sure their drones can probably pick up radio signals.
We'll say that you guys aren't on a secure channel.
Yeah. I'd say we're on the burden channel. It's a burden.
And so you do have your own channel, and you have the channel that the resistance that Jana gave you. That seemed very specific. Remember the Discord channel for this mission.
What's the Discord channel name again? Silver Gun.
Silver Gun.
Silver Gun.
I don't think she'd name the Discord channel after her nickname, but yeah, that's her nickname.
When I get down the stairs, if they're not, already down
Oh, with reflex on,
Fire.
you have descended the stairs,
Okay.
just like super quickly, and actually managed to get out and still looking to the right and seeing them descend the ladder.
Okay. Then, yeah, as soon as I get to the bottom, I'll just let them know.
Winslow. Well, everyone, I'm outside by the entrance. Winslow, I think you and I should be the ones to take out the security guards. If somebody else can create a distraction, because I don't think we can approach them directly. But if they run towards us, maybe we can discreetly snatch them up.
You talking about the one in the back there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right. I think we should.
Astraea, can you cause a distraction?
Hmm? You guys supposed to what?
Maybe we can get Netra to like maybe one of her followers is in this crowd. Maybe we can get them to cause a distraction. We want to keep the heat off us.
We could use the drone that we got earlier. Crashed it into something.
To cause a distraction.
What was that?
They were causing a distraction to cause a distraction.
We want a distraction in the main area. We're trying to attack that back area.
So there were three sort of like pockets to distract: the drone, the guards, and the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just I would say like divvy up responsibilities, combine responsibilities if you can, or just go in all out. It's up to you. Netra, you do. I just want to remind you that you do have breakthrough, the little mechanized beetle that's attached to the to your headset, and you again just feel like this very easy access stream of information and just like pathways that you can take to hack into different things.
So is this like Ghost in the Shell where she could hack their eyes?
Yeah, so I want to empower Netra to think of like I would not like to be responsible for coming up with every single, so like describing everything that she can hack. If you in your mind are like, oh yeah, do the guards have like cyber eyes, or do they have different sort of like components connected to the net in some way, shape, or form? Then absolutely.
Maybe you can. Well, yeah. See if they have cybernetic optics that you can hack into. Maybe you can, do the old put some feed
Of
from
a
like the
fight or
last
something?
30 seconds on loop,
Are you and Winslow closest to the robots?
Yeah,
Can you
it's a
see
good
them?
idea.
or
Can
maybe
you see
probably
their
longer than
eyes?
that, like 10 minutes.
Yeah, where me and
I just
Where-
waited by the base.
You guys are at the base of the building.
Yeah. So this is where we were. I'm guessing this is the fire escape. I don't know, but I'm waiting by this corner.
So we can make our way over to the gods.
Yeah.
Well, not all the way.
Yeah, just make our way over there to see if they. One of you can get close enough, whoever has the best eyesight, to see if they have cybernetic eyes, and then.
Let's,
that's
Can I zoom in with like my AR overlay?
To see if they have.
Yeah, like cybernetic.
Does that drone have a camera?
Yeah, we'll
Should.
say that'll be a tech roll. That'll be tech plus basic tech. Actually, tech plus cyber tech.
You still have luck as well.
So you three are moving as a unit.
I got a 17.
Sorry, you four are moving as a unit.
Like separated but moving together. Because we don't want to be a group, right?
yeah,
'Cause
we're
then-
dispersed. Like probably like a couple minutes.
So like one
dispersion.
person's like leaning up against the wall, just like
Yeah.
tapping, talking, letting them know, while Netra is proceeding forward, and just like walking
they let
with
us-
the crowd.
Will they let us three go this way, and then Netra just go around the building and then walk all? I mean, it'll take a long time for her to get all the way around, but if she just at the fire escape, she could just go around the back of that building, and walk straight up this way while we just walk that way. It'll seem like we don't know each other.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
If I could bring up like a map app on my agent or something, so it looks like I'm looking at a map and then looking around and being like, huh, where am I? I'm trying to find my way. So it's
Yeah,
like
I'm gonna walk over with Winslow into like a group of a couple
You are
people.
Winslow.
Welcome with
Sorry,
yourself.
sorry, with couple people with Jay, and be like, brothers, you love the machine, right? Let me talk to you a little bit about the machine, right? Just to people love to talk about the main stuff.
Yeah. What do you think the swag's gonna be?
As four people
Yeah.
almost like gravitate towards you as you say that, you see one person just like dip their shoulders down and just like disappear. They don't want to be a part of that conversation.
Can I make a mental note what that person looked like?
Sure. Like brown baseball cap, jeans ripped up, cybernetic right cybernetic arm in disarray, mid-30s. Yeah, just like pulled his cap down, and two of them didn't even really listen to what you were saying. They're just like zoning out. It just like exactly like this. And the other the four that did approach are like, oh, I'm so excited. I cannot wait for whatever's about to happen. She looks like a bad news if she went up against the machine. Whatever is going to happen, she deserves what she's going to get.
I agree with you, brother. I mean, anything to do with bringing down the machine. I mean, bringing down what goes against the machine. I'm with it. I'm really with it.
As we all should be.
Yes,
the
sir.
machine loves us.
Oh yes, brother.
And
What have you done for the machine lately? As I'm like looking over at Jay, are you are you scoping it out? What are you doing?
I'm gonna be waiting by this this corner, the back side. This is the back side of the building, right? You said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not gonna go further than like this little square right here, and I'm probably gonna post up on that wall.
Okay, give me a...
All right. I'll stay here. I
stealth.
think whatever the distraction is should lead them past this corner right here, so Winslow and I can take them out.
Stealth will do stealth. This will just be like how well you can blend in with everybody.
Is that me and Jay?
He said he was posting up around that corner. Are you also doing the same thing?
I'm right next to him, yeah, but I'm talking to a bunch of people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll say that he's just like the cool guy on the side, just like a part of the conversation, but not really contributing.
So advantage.
So, no, you give me a one also.
Netra, if we can hack into their cyber optics, I think it's a good plan. Let's only resort to leading them this way for Winslow and I to take out if we have to.
Got it.
14?
Is stealth? Do you add dex to that or reflex?
Stealth is dex. Just like D&D.
With a 17, did I get anything? I don't know. I saw that
It was gonna take a little while. So as they're like slowly talking to people, posting up, like blending in, as it were, you finally rounded the corner and sort of see Winslow's RBG, sort of like glowing fur, amongst a crowd of people.
Okay.
Yes, in terms of hacking, I will say that like for personal devices, things like this, you don't have to be within 6 feet. But you would have to be within, let's say, 30 feet for now. So it's nothing that you can just like snipe hack people. At least right now, you'd have to like find that technology.
Okay.
Okay, so Astraea, what are you up to?
So, that one disgruntled person who with the baseball cap who pulled his hat down and walked away. Can I go walk up to him and find him?
Sure. Yeah.
I want to just slowly walk up to him and be like, "Hey, hello, friend. So I saw you kind of pull your hat down there. Don't worry. I won't tell anybody else. I feel the same way internally."
I don't know what you're talking about. I think you should mind your own business, lady. It's dangerous to be talking like that around here.
Oh, I didn't. I just said I saw you pull your hat down in discomfort. That's it.
Do a cool plus persuasion.
If I can actually.
Yeah.
If I can actually pull this out.
Come on.
Every dice that he needed. There we go.
Finally, when I needed fell out. Yeah.
So cool plus persuasion plus d10.
Okay, so that's.
Not bad.
I'm gonna use some luck points. So, well, no, actually, I'm not gonna use luck points.
What'd you get total?
15.
Just pay attention tonight, Kay. If those thoughts going around in your head ring true, then maybe they'll be useful tonight. But I ain't got anything to say to you other than
They are
that.
very, very useful to people you may know. But I'll let you be on your way. The name is Astraea, by the way.
Jacob,
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. As I walk off.
yet to be seen. Turns around himself, hands in pockets, head down, walks through the crowd. I mean, yeah, you can take it that way. Okay, Winslow and Jay.
What?
What are you up to?
I'm waiting to see if we can hack those cyber.
Oh yeah, sorry. Give me your stealth roll, Jay.
It was 19.
Okay. Yeah, people pass by you. Some K9 47s walk by. Are you openly wielding your machete?
No, not while we're here. I mean, okay. Oh, let me put this down. That won't be out like that, but I'll be just like crouched with my back up against a wall, like they do in the smoke pits when they're sitting on the sidewalks, Chief and Sigs. I'll be duck squatting with my back up against the wall.
Yeah. Okay. Out of the view of most at the sort of eye level, you do notice that some of the patrol of K9 47s and one Polizei Robo are like shaking down somebody, and the dogs are like still like the chemical foam discharging from the mouth as you see them like trying to hide a gun, and the Polizei just grabs him, breaks his arm, puts it behind his back in a completely unnatural way, and shoves him up against the stone wall as he's just like rummaging around with his giant leftover robotic hand, pulls the gun out, crushes it, and takes the guy, cuffs him, and starts walking him in the opposite direction. So you know that they are probably looking for armed individuals at this point. You will say that, yeah, they pass by you. They don't even notice you guys. They don't pay you guys any mind. You do get side-eyed. Like, they're side-eyeing everybody as a drone passes over and highlights a light around you for an uncomfortable second, and then continues its patrol. So you guys are feeling pretty comfortable that you're keeping up the act anyway. Netra, we'll say you've gotten farther down the street at this point, at the intersection that they are resting at currently. And you are, each square will be about 10 feet. Yeah, each square will be about 10 feet. I think narratively it's much larger, but for this circumstance, so we can plot this out about 10 feet, so you'd have to get much closer than you are now. Yeah, so what else are you guys doing?
Aren't we just waiting until we can confirm whether or not they have cybernetic
Yeah,
implants?
I'm gonna try and get closer. So I'm gonna hold my agent up to my phone and pretend like I'm talking to a friend.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like, "Where are you? I don't see you. I'm at the same intersection," and I'm just gonna be like looking up at the buildings, and like slowly making my way closer to the guards. I'm like, I'm at the intersection of this building and this building, I'm looking at this sign right now. I don't see you. And then I'm gonna be like, I'm just gonna wait here for you. Hurry up.
Okay, give me a cool plus. I'm sorry, no, give me a dex. Ooh, this is gonna be a hard one. You know what? Let's
Like a natural
mash
20.
this up. Let's do. Man, I hope no hardcore cyberpunk rule junkie is here tonight. Let's do a cool plus a stealth.
Cool plus. Yeah. $18.
Okay. Yeah. Also pulling it off. Also, you could like if you see small little robots around, you could hack them and have them do your bidding potentially. You can also like as the drone comes by, it should be within distance to like quickly hack it if you wanted to try that as well. Just to like because this is a new game to all of us, I just want to open your eyes to different creative possibilities of literally just inventing something, and then I'll see whether or not it would make sense in the circumstance. But yeah, you managed to sort of stumble your way forward, looking around, like looking behind you, pretending to smell a fart and like waving it away, and just like looking around, like tapping individuals on the shoulder, and then like, oh no, you're not who I'm looking for. And with that roll, you made it within 30 feet.
Okay.
You are down in the alleyway as well, and there's like a sprinkling of other individuals in here as well.
I'm gonna be.
So she should be like in between them right now.
Yeah. If you guys want to use dice for your characters, that might help. But yeah, until we find a model solution,
I wanna be this.
it's gonna be pretty ghetto.
Oh, that's terrible.
I'm gonna be trying to rile as many people in the area as I possibly can. Like, what are we actually here for, my brothers? Like, what is the machine trying to do? We should get information. We need to be able to properly praise the machine. We need to know. We need the information. We need to ask those. And I point over to the guards near Netra. I'm like, we need to ask them. We need to know. We have the right to know, and the machine wants us. The machine loves us.
A real good Beltalowda. Okay, give me a cool and persuasion. As like immediately, regardless of your role, some people step back and are more of the upstanding citizens. Certainly, one of the more affluent ones with more sleeker cybernetic components, cleaner, just like. The machine knows best. I am not going to question it. I don't need any more answers. If the machine hasn't provided, then that is enough for me. 15?
Yeah.
You get some people, like some of the...
I just need to.
I would say any of the more affluent looking, they step away immediately. They almost like the other guy, like, oh, I don't want to be a part of this. This is bad news. And like a few of them in front of you who are on the sidelines a little bit, like, yeah, like what is this about? Such a vague message. But I mean, they know. I guess the Polizei might know, and they look at the Polizei, and they're currently like the human Polizei is kind of bickering with the larger, more heavily fortified Robo Polizei, and they start like talking amongst each other, like, man, this is kind of bizarre. Like, who is that chick? I don't, and they're not quite moved enough to ask a question right now, but you did successfully get them to, like, question the machine a little bit.
Okay. Fuck. I guess I'm just gonna, keep doing the speech.
Perception, intelligence plus perception, or actually, no, you're close enough. You don't need perception. Come up. Ooh, you know what? Give me a tech plus cyber tech. Or basic tech, whichever one you want.
Me?
Yes.
Oh.
Netra, as you are looking at the two individuals right now.
Sorry, what did you say?
Tech plus basic tech, plus 1d10 roll. as you are like every time you turn around in their direction, you are looking out of the corner of your eye and like zooming in with your enhancements that you have inside of your headset.
I have a 14.
14. The human is pretty human. You can't really tell outside of the like metallic pieces of their SWAT-looking armor and their helmet. You can't really tell if they have any cybernetic enhancements. The Robo clearly is in like 100% cybernetic enhancements, and you start to like overhear the human is talking annoyedly at his partner, like waving his hands up and down, and he's just now turning to his partner, just sort of not screaming, but controlledly. He has an issue with something that the Robo Polizei might have done. There's a bit of a bickering, but the Robo Polizei is just standing there, like will shift, look down. State attention.
Well, Netra,
One of them looks hackable, but the other one definitely human.
Plumb my knife a little bit. Stare at Jay.
Humans have flaws, honey. You can definitely get past him.
Maybe I can hack the Robo Guard through his eyes and make it seem like there's a fight. Or like, lots of noise coming from around the building.
Yeah.
And then they'll both go and investigate.
Do it.
All right.
well, I have an idea. Might work as well.
What is
I
it?
took that reflex drug. Makes me fast. Maybe I could
Quite fast.
get in their faces, get them to pursue me in the opposite direction.
That's very risky. Do you want me to at least try and hack his hearing first? And if that goes wrong?
Let her hack, and then you two to plan. Just in case. Back up.
They have guns and they're not afraid to just mow people down, it looks like.
You have reflexes, but that guy looks straight robotic.
I'd like to look in the area. Like, I'd like to walk to the end of the next intersection, and look for like manholes.
So are you taking the alleyway to do this?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll say you'll keep your stealth roll, and you manage to just like blend in with the crowd, and walk through to the other side. There is a manhole in the very center of the street, so there's some competition for that you'd have to fight, or at least avoid for attention.
Huh?
Like it's in the very center of the intersection, a manhole. So there are people walking over it. There are drones patrolling. There are Polizei patrolling. So it would be very difficult to get in.
Would I
unseen?
Okay.
Okay, yeah. We got a manhole over here. If need be, I can, stir the beehive and then jump in the manhole.
Okay.
Winslow, I think you should follow shortly after me, inconspicuously. And of course, if what Netra's doing doesn't work, then you don't try to look like you're, with me, but follow up after them if they're trying to get in the manhole. I'm gonna need help down there.
Gotcha.
And if things get really bad, I know my way around, so we can link back up with everyone later.
You also have the bullet milky water if you wanted to test that out in terms of distractions. You guys often forget about
That's a
different
bullet?
items. Yes, there were 2 bullets that were handed for you. One for humans, one for
Oh, I thought it
robots.
was like a
Like a drink or something.
yeah, that was either a drink or like something you inject
Like
people with.
roofies.
I mean, no, I described it as a bullet, and you
It's
guys
a good
asked
point.
how to
I don't know,
differentiate
for whatever reason, I
between.
thought it was like a bullet shot, like a cool shot
Yeah,
glass
no, I
in the
didn't get
shape
that either.
of a
Okay, I
bullet.
got you now.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
We
Okay.
could use one for the robot, one for the other guy.
Yeah.
So we can shoot that
It is, yeah, it's a bullet.
from.
Just load it into
I mean, that seems like a great.
It,
We can just
into
do
what?
a chamber.
A chamber.
It's a 9mm round.
So maybe I can cause a distraction down the other alley, like hack his hearing. He can go down there, and then you guys can shoot them with that milky water stuff.
Milky water.
Eh?
I think we should avoid guns.
Fine.
Unless
I
we
whisper
really
into
have
the
to.
comm. Pussies. I'm just kidding.
But someone who only uses tech, that's weird.
I just lived through you guys. I just want to fight, but I can't.
All right.
I look down at my guns.
I chop off her arm.
All those guns. All right, so what are you guys doing?
I'm hacking the robo guard.
Okay, give me a. Oh, I don't have the rules for stuff in front of me. Crap. What do you have to do to hack terminals? Whatever that is, do it.
I just automatically do it.
Yep.
You just automatically do it? Okay, well, there's got to be some bit of a challenge. You can't just like, and you see rainbows.
No, I'm looking at the PDF right now. It says netrunners have the ability to automatically hack those around them within 60 feet.
Yeah, level 1 auto hacking.
Come on! You couldn't hold it together for like 5 seconds.
Cat, you would have done way worse.
You're taking advantage of the day. Okay, well, let's see how easy it is to hack
No,
the eyes of
I'm
a
looking at it.
Polizei
Hold on.
unit. So you just give me a tech plus
hold
basic
on.
tech,
Oh, okay. I'll take that.
plus 1d10. Or actually, no, it'd be
Tech plus-
special plus interface. Let's do that.
So tech plus interface?
Yeah, no, let's just do tech plus basic tech. Let's just do that.
You can always use luck if you didn't get it good one.
Ooh, that's right. I'm gonna use luck. So with luck points, I just roll again?
You just add whatever.
No,
luck
you
points
you have a pool of luck points,
Oh, I see. Okay.
and we'll reset it every day as opposed to every stream.
She used 5.
Yeah, 15. No, 16, sorry. Total.
Okay. Let's just see how that goes.
Use them all.
I use them all!
That changes the number.
Can I use them all, please?
As your like part of your view screen stays the same, and the other half sort of like flickers as the half that sees the scene that you're looking at sees the robot's apertures sort of spin in and out, and with the spinning, it's directly in tandem with another viewpoint coming up on the other side of your screen. And you have all of these different pre-programmed codes and algorithms that you have created to effectively like direct through this view. You almost have like widgets from Twitch.
So do I see one that like a widget shaped like an ear?
I don't
for hearing.
So
Wait, what?
so you can. You
Am
said their
I
eyes.
seeing- No, but then I switched to like maybe it'll be his hearing that I'll hack. So then like I
I've
cause like
been
a
hearing the whole time.
no, it was eyes, but then I switched to hearing, so I cause like a commotion around the corner, like so that he can hear it.
So
then
that
it
same
goes to
exact
get it.
description, only take out the visual portion and put it in your ears.
Okay.
And so you've got this secondary flood of sound and noises that seem to have a bit more of an echo as it's coming from deeper in the alley, and
Okay.
you actually hear the complaints of the guy as well. But you do have options, whatever you're going to be.
So if there's a way, I guess in my vision right now, I'm looking up like super angry guy goes off on the machine, like on a video service like YouTube, but not YouTube. Like maybe it's called Deep Tube.
Wait, so explain this to me one more time?
So I'm looking up a video and it's of like some guy angrily yelling at the machine saying like, fuck the machine, like humanity
He's trying to get like an
forever.
audio file.
Yeah,
to
like
play.
an audio file.
Oh,
Position it.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm seeing that in my vision, and then I'm gonna somehow drag it to like whatever ear is the robot's
like,
ear. Yeah.
Okay. You do hear the guy saying, "Those are just teenagers skating in the streets. You didn't have to pulverize them like that." And it's lining up with the gestures of the human Polizei, and the Robo Polizei unit that is being screamed at looks to their right and says, "The patrols will handle that," and just continues.
I'm gonna find like a video that says like gunfire fight. And then I'd like to turn the volume down to like 60% so it sounds like it's like at a nearby alley but like not right next to them, but like right
six
there.
guys, one gun.
Just do it like
Six guns, one guy.
just
Yeah,
do it,
6 guns.
Look up
yeah.
Look up a gunfight.
Gunfight. And I'm dragging that to my ear.
Make it loud. And
100%.
position it that way.
You
Positioning
hear a robotic chuckle. And by the way, anytime my voice, I'm doing the voice of a robo. Just imagine it way more robotic than what I'm pulling off. You hear, "Thank God, glory to the machine!" as he cocks his gun and runs off down the alleyway, leaving the human there with his sort of hand up, cocks his own gun and just like stands attention, and looks around everywhere. Or just looks around left and right, and still holds firm. So the Robo Polizei just took off down the street, asphalt lifting from his pounding feet, and
Which way did you go?
he went
On the map?
away from you guys in the opposite direction of where Winslow has the crowd,
Is there
and
a way?
in the crowd goes, "Yeah, get him!"
Is there a way that I can place the audio file so it always sounds like it's like a little bit ahead of him?
I mean, it's
So,
always
like,
going to
he's,
sound
like,
a little bit ahead of
chasing
him
it?
if it's the equivalent of a deep tube file.
Okay, cool.
You just see him like running down the street, disappearing into the crowd, but you still hear the pounding of feet.
Okay, cool.
And the final view is him putting his finger up to his ear. I don't know why robos have to do this, but he puts his finger up to his ear, very human-like. And you see a few of the drones and one of the guards start following, or one of the other Polizei follow him for backup.
Okay.
It's like a skeleton crew, but he's just getting support. So now there's just one human there, and the drone and the crowd. And they start talking like, "Ooh, I wonder what's going on. Something's popping off."
Okay, then whichever one stays, I'll say.
All right. I don't think that was enough. I think I'm gonna go in. Winslow, get my back.
And I'm gonna go up to the human, whichever one of those dots it is, and I'm not gonna face our group anymore because I'm gonna take my hood off and mask and shove the mask like in my pants.
We get to see your face?
No, because I'm not facing you guys. And then I'm gonna go up, run up to the human, and say, "I'm gonna enjoy killing your friend," and I'm gonna shove him, and then run in the direction that the robo ran.
Okay, give me
They
a
don't look like-
cool plus persuasion.
Doesn't look like friends, but yes. Colleagues, maybe.
Is there one here?
Work people.
Cool plus persuasion.
I'm gonna use all my luck. 19.
Whoa. I'm trying to, because this guy's conflicted. Like he hears friend as you gesture over to the robo running away,
I'm gonna yell, "Death to the machine!"
and then now he goes, "Well, now you've done it," and he's
That was it.
and he starts.
Wasn't killing his friend.
He said, "Yeah." He says, "Halt! In the name of the law, pay the court
I
a
was
fine
hoping
or
to shove
serve your
him to
sentence."
give myself some time to run away before he'd get like a point blank shot on me.
I mean, this guy's a human, so he probably cares more for
Can
humans than a
I,
robot.
as Jay's doing this, can I be like, "Come, my brothers, we're gonna go ask him. I'll ask him myself. Come with me, enforce." And I come around the corner with whoever wants to follow me.
Wait. So are you going towards the square?
I'm going towards the back of the alley where like Jay and Netra are.
So I'll phrase it this way: you're bringing a crowd into the alley with the terminal that you're trying to hack.
Whoever wants to follow me.
That'll just cause commotion.
I have a
where we
plan.
are.
Okay. Go ahead and give me another cool plus persuasion. So I rolled his brawling to see how he took it. You hear like this crack as his helmet slams into the wall. He shakes it and just for effect, cocks his gun one more time and then starts running after you and is saying halt as you feel the presence of a destructive force being aimed at you.
I'm gonna try to zig and zag through the crowd and like rip, basically trying to shove people as I'm running past them, and I got my reflex on, so
yeah. So give me a Dex plus evasion.
19 for my roll.
19. Okay. You some of the ne'er-do-wells, you also see like other gangs start approaching. Like you see some people with cybernetic plate like samurai armor and samurai blades just walking down the street. Part of their gang you see is like already being dealt with. There's like a commotion down the street away from the square of Polizei and these gang members, and they're just like walking forward. They don't even give a shit about displaying their weapons. And they start to follow you as well. Like, oh yeah, I'm interested. I need to know more. And they start just like running off. So you have about like 7-8 people that are coming with you. And just the fact that a group is coming, even more start to walk in. Like maybe didn't even hear what you said, but are just due to the amount of follower that this civilization seems to be, the crowd starts to push forward and almost is plugging up the entire alleyway.
Cool.
What'd you get with the ×2 to your roll?
Oh, I'm times 2ing that?
Yeah.
To my roll. Oh, 24.
Oh, and also all of your intelligence.
I haven't rolled intelligence yet, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 24?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're almost like jumping into people, shoving them down, jumping again, like tripping the legs out from somebody else, just like getting the crowd out of the way and also disappearing into the crowd at the same time, making it hard for them to shoot, and you're just straight up losing them. Like you hear their feet pounding get lighter and lighter and lighter.
Yeah, I'm trying to cause a ruckus on my way over there to like get all eyes in that alley on me. And my goal is to make it to that manhole, shove anybody, in my way between me and there, and then rip it open and jump in.
Is the manhole on the opposite side or the
Opposite side.
Opposite
There's a
side we came
manhole.
on.
There's a manhole in each intersection. So there's one in the intersection that you're closest to, and there's one in the opposite intersection that he's running towards.
You're running towards the far
No,
one?
he's running
Sorry,
in the opposite direction.
I'm just showing you on this. No, this is me.
Yeah.
And this is, I'll just say this is where he described the manhole being.
Yeah, so he's running
So
away
I'm trying
from
to
you,
run
Winslow.
this way.
Netra and Astraea, you are starting to be like pushed and shoved by the crowd coming into the alley.
Is there like a trash can or something?
There's a big like dumpster that you would throw, like a collection of them.
Within
No recycling, you
or-
notice.
I only have to be within 30 feet of this terminal, right?
You have to be within 6 feet of the terminal.
Oh, I thought with the what is it called?
No. With
Breakthrough?
individual hacks, like micro hacks.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So I would like to find like trash or like some sort of large container near the terminal within 6 feet,
Okay.
and I'm getting on top of it, and I'm like curling up into a ball and pretending like this is too much for me. And I'm like, why is there a mob here? Ah, don't hurt me! And then I'm just gonna be like, ah.
I'm gonna try to group up the mob that I have around Netro.
But I'm secretly also gonna hack it.
Yeah.
But I'm just acting scared.
Okay, we will roll initiative quite soon. What? What did you say?
We're
So we're not even fighting.
Yes, but when you're hacking the terminal, everything becomes turn-based and time sensitive. So as you slide through the crowd, Jay, and use your feet to like kick up the grate and continue sliding in, that's how dexterous you are right now. And the grate just sort of like spins in the air, then slaps down on top of you, and the light is quickly closed up as you hear the gong of the grate land perfectly back inside, and you're just like sliding down the ladder into the sewer system, where
Now I'm gonna get my
an awful
machete out.
scent assails you. You do see a light start to peek back up, and you hear, "I'm coming for you! You won't get away that easy!" And it starts to like be lifted up slowly. Certainly not as quickly as you were able to do it. So you are doing that. There is no actual dumpster around this wall. It's a clean wall. At least the security building is. Most likely purposefully, so people don't hide behind dumpsters. But across the way, that was a failure on my part. In like the regular alleyway, there are dumpsters.
Is that within 6 feet or no?
No, certainly not.
Still a crowd of people.
Yeah.
Not bringing over.
I'm just gonna like, in the crowd, look like I'm lost, like, but I'm just like spinning around in circles, like being really weirded out by all the people. But in my mind, I am hyper focused.
Okay, cool plus persuasion, and
Yeah.
It's like being real life. Right?
you quickly, Winslow, see the light of the drone circle around the corner, and it's starting to approach you in the group. You have a few seconds.
13. Why do you keep putting it this way?
So it stops.
But I want it to have as much roll as possible.
Okay.
Random question: are there any pamphlets for this event? Like on our phone, paper pamphlets, or like
that's why the event was so mysterious starting off, is because it was literally just a verbal vox message outside. There's like no information other than 2000 Wings of Liberty, the machine loves you.
As the drone's coming up, I'm just like, 2000, the machine loves us, but what does it mean? We need to know from the machine. We love the machine. We just want to know. We have to know, my brothers and sisters. We need to know. You good?
It's very hard to drink with the headset on. Okay, you also give me a cool plus persuasion. What is your goal here?
My goal is just to amass just as many people as possible. Kind of like, I don't know, a side machine-loving rally. Like getting people like wanting to know what this is about, but in a good way towards the machine.
Oh, it certainly doesn't sound that way. Go ahead and give me.
Said persuasion?
Yes, cool plus persuasion. Natural, what'd you get?
13.
17.
You don't look like you belong here. You look lost. The square's
am.
that way.
But I'm supposed to meet a friend here, and then all of you guys came in and started crowding around me, and I'm just trying to meet a friend.
At this point, you hear and the light is shined on the crowd in front of you, Winslow, meaning on your back. And you hear, "No one questions the machine. Who questions the machine now?" And you hear the winding of the tri-barrel underneath.
I'm just gonna like hold up my arms and like I'm gonna rip off my mask. I'm like, "Only lovers of the machine, I will disperse. I will disperse this crowd. I will go. We just want to handle and love the machine. I apologize." And I'm gonna start walking like, "Brothers and sisters, let's gather for the
You
event."
hear, "No! We do need answers!" And you see someone just throw a Molotov cocktail at the drone. Fire sort of explodes off the other side.
The machine!
and
I'm gonna dart off into the crowd near, like trying to find, or I'm gonna go to the opposite direction into a thicker part of the crowd and try to hide and put on my mask again.
Okay, give me a Dex plus Stealth. And the machine, you see another barrel sort of like shift into place with like metal balls
15.
that just start goof, 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 as the Molotov sort of like reels the drone backwards, sending it into the air. It just goes poof, 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 shooting into the sky and slamming into the brick buildings, denting them. Like, these are not meant to kill, they're meant to bludgeon, break crowds apart. And so like it starts doof 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 and starts swirling around and skids scrapes along the side of the wall and is trying to right itself. You got a 14? 15. All right. As another
Correct your mic muffler.
Thanks. Okay. The Polizei start to like run past you as you start to sort of like blend in with the other crowd and like casually walk forward as you dip out of the now incensed crowd in the fire, sort of like streaking across the alley, currently being spun around by the drone. And Polizei are like pushing citizens down, shoving their face into the gravel. Like, "Halt! Cease and desist! This is a momentous day! You shall not ruin it!" As, like, 4 or 5 guards start to, like, throw the most active people into the ground, grabs the hand of another person who's wielding a Molotov, and breaks their wrist in half, grabs the Molotov, and, like, holds it up like they're going to smash their face with it. And they immediately give up and desist as, like, this entire crowd is being dealt with. And Netra is just standing in the center.
No, I wanna get out.
Oh, okay. And you hear over the comms like, "How you doing over there? I hear a bit of a commotion." Come from Jana.
It's bad. It's real bad.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Netra, hack it. Netra, hack it. I'm
can't.
I'm watching you whack it.
What? How?
Whack it.
There's a mob over here, and everyone's
I
being
forgot-
attacked.
Use the chaos. What are you doing?
I forgot to tell you. Breakthrough over there. A hacker Kita made it so you could remotely hack into a terminal. So long as you set that bugger on that device, you should be good to go. Within a range of about 100 meters off, say.
Wait, I thought you said I couldn't with breakthrough.
You can't just use, like, you can't, like, it doesn't extend the distance from where you can access it, but if you put it on a terminal, you'll be able to use it.
Okay, well, in that case, I'm gonna, like, take it off the side of my face or whatever, my headset, and then, I'll just be, like, screaming and, like, holding my hands up, like, "Don't shoot me!" And then, like, run to the terminal and, like, put it on the underside of the terminal. You know, like, on the, like, if it's a box, I'm gonna put it on the under part of the box.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna get the hell out of that alley.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to give me a cool plus a dex plus persuasion.
Dex, yeah.
Nah, do dex
Dex.
plus stealth.
At double, because I'm causing a distraction.
You can have advantage for the D10 because there is a distraction right now.
Is this a 10?
Yep.
Ooh. Wait, let me find it.
It's a
26.
natty 10.
26.
Yeah.
Okay, just like your natural sort of disposition and like aesthetic does not lend itself to looking immediately or obviously dangerous. If we're just going with your, because you said you look like you, right?
What do you think? I don't look dangerous?
I was gonna say no. I never said that, but I very clearly said that.
You don't want to look dangerous.
Yeah,
right?
no. You look very like unassuming and still clearly lost,
Awkward.
and like a part of you just genuinely is
Derpy.
conveying that you don't want to be here. And so it's very like you go under the legs of a Polizei, just like holding this person up, like both hands behind their back as they're screaming into the air. And you just like set it on the terminal that's affixed into this this wall, multiple different tubes spidering away, cabling, streaking up the side of the building, and you feel immediate access as you start walking away, and the stream of information sort of hits your perception as you're sort of blending through the crowd and find Winslow's multicolored fur and sort of meet up with them. Astraea, what are you up to? Sorry, Winslow.
Saw the crowd being all crazy. I was like, okay. I guess I will look where everybody is. If I see everybody's okay still, I will keep my position and just wait for shit to hit the fan. Or
Okay. And your position is just at the corner still?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're just seeing the chaos like stream past you. Blood like sort of like specks fly across your face from the alley as the Polizei are just doing their work for the machine. Okay, so you three feel safe. Jay, you hear at a distance behind you the heavy footsteps, the heavy pattering through the just the sludge in the dark corridors of the sewers. Just, I would say you're confident that you are ahead of them, but there is somebody looking for you down here.
They followed me down the manhole?
Yes, that the human Polizei did.
And so, like, did we slide down or, like, just fall down?
You slid down.
Because, I mean, I wanted to be waiting with my machete for anybody who followed.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, then at the base, you see the light come as the manhole is being lifted, albeit not much because it's getting nighttime right now, but certainly less dark than with the manhole closed. And you hear, "I'm coming for you. The machine finds its enemies," and he's just like sliding down the ladder that's maybe about like 30 feet.
He's sliding down. Okay. Yeah, as soon as he gets in range, I'd like to...
You see like a headlight from his helmet turn on, and the light streaks across the wall, the vertical wall that they're sliding down, and arc down towards you, and you hear the sort of snapping of a gun down, and you sort of like are bathed in this light, and they're going to pull their trigger. You have an opportunity as you see this light come down towards you to do something, one action, and then bullets will...
Wait, hold on, one second. You said there's a guy sliding down after me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is he the one with the gun?
Yes.
How far away is? So he's sliding with one hand, and then with the other he's got a gun.
Yeah, it's like the two feet are hooked on the side, sliding, as the other hand is
okay.
guiding.
And how far? Like how?
It's
far
a 30-foot
above?
distance from top to bottom. So they're like 10 feet, 12 feet, 13 feet.
I'm throwing my machete at him.
Okay, that's your one action as you're getting rid of your machete. Go ahead and give me a. We'll do. Dex plus melee weapon. Actually, reflex plus marksmanship.
Don't you have a shotgun?
Yeah.
Couldn't you just shoot him? With the
It's
shotgun?
not as cool.
But the shotgun's perfect because it's a tiny little cylinder hole. You can just fire up and it'll hit whatever is in there.
Remy, that's what I'm about to do.
Machete, though.
Okay. Sorry. 24.
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage. As you, I think it's 2d6.
Yeah.
As the light shines right over you, your arm lurches out before you faster than you are even used to, and the machete just, instead of spinning, just flies straight out of your hand and slices across the arm, and bullets get 3 bullets get shot. I'll roll at disadvantage for all of them. As it streaks up their arm and enters underneath their oblique, and blood spills down over your face.
I rolled 11 damage. Out of 12.
Okay, 11 damage. Okay, one of the bullets hits you. Out of the 3 that they let loose, 2 fire wildly, impacting in the stone sort of sewer walls and exploding in the ground at your feet as liquid flies up. You might see a piece of turd in a bit of that. And the 3rd bullet slices that turd in half and just like I don't know if it's like if cybernetic parts suffer from fecal,
Turd damage?
from turd damage, from like if they could get infected, corrosion. But it enters into your abdomen, and you take it's
Poop damage.
no, it's I don't even think it beats your armor. So it's like your dense plating manages to cushion the blow, as it's like 7 points of damage.
That's a bunch of crap.
As they now have let go of the ladder and are mid fall.
Is it my turn again?
It's your turn again. That was their turn. That was your turn. Their turn. Your turn now.
Okay.
There's no need to roll for this.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull my shotgun out. I have it like slung around my back. I'm gonna whip it out and then try and shoot him on the way down.
Okay.
Or just wait till he drops and then.
No, he's mid fall right now. So you threw your machete 2 seconds later. After the firing, he's now like the light is rapidly approaching you.
Yeah, I'll wait for him to hit the ground and say, "You joined the wrong side," and then shoot him in the face.
I have a wife and kid.
Wrong side.
Go ahead and roll damage.
To the machine and friends. We say roll damage.
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage. I would say you'll automatically hit with them on the ground as their body just smacks into the about foot high water. As the water explodes around them, their thick, heavy metal plating, just smacking onto the base of the ground.
19.
And you, certainly close. Let me just make sure. Yeah. Yep. Go ahead and roll damage.
19.
Oh, 19 points of damage. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. So, yeah, how do you... We'll just say narratively they're dead. Their armor would take the brunt of the blow. But if you want to aim for their head, then you would add 6 to the needed roll.
Like roll another d6 or...
No, I'm sorry. You would add 6 to the needed amount to actually hit them.
Oh,
And then
what was that amount?
It's 21.
Like I needed to. Oh, okay. Well, then I guess I just.
Luck.
I was just saying
blasted
you
No, I'm
automatically.
out of luck.
I would just say you automatically hit. So you didn't have to roll the first time, but for the killing blows, you still see them like, and like bubbles are coming out of the green like thick brown water,
Do him a service
and with
kill him.
mixing with the red now pooling around.
Yeah.
You still see them.
I'm gonna
like
push
coughing up.
my foot on his. I'll say his throat, and then grab my machete and like rip it out, and try and like do damage on the way out.
Okay, yeah, his oblique.
Say,
You see the machete like
me.
passing, like exiting the other side, and you just grab the blade, and like it takes a few rips. It's just like you put your foot on their neck, and just as this like the handle has to pulp and pulverize the bone and meat and organs inside to actually like make it out and through. And you're just like. I won't say they're dead after that. They're certainly dead after that.
I would hope so.
The last bit of bubbles leaves their mouth, and their back sort of depresses, blood continually pooling out of the now corpse.
I'd like to get on the comms and update the team.
Okay.
The human guard is down. I'm gonna make my way to the other side of the street.
Okay. And that
Let
is.
me know when the manhole's safe to come up out of.
That all happened pretty much in the meantime, simultaneously. So he gives you that message as you guys are walking away. And Netra, you've hacked it. What is the team up to now?
I'm just waiting to get the word when it's safe to get back up.
Okay.
Can I also just do like I don't know like a I am a local expert. I don't know if that's gonna help, but would I be familiar with this area of the sewers? I just don't know. It's so close to the.
So, I mean, this is a metropolis as much above as it is below. I would say you'll get, when it comes to sewers, because I know that you've spent a lot of time there, you'll just get advantage on looking for that. So keep that in mind in the future. We'll say that you can do like a just a check right now to see if you are familiar with this area. It's almost like a memory check.
Okay.
And so that would be intelligence plus local expert, which would actually, I'm sorry, half your roll.
Oh.
So do it at advantage, and then
Well, I got a
half
natural
whatever
10.
you get. Okay, so then 5. And so that's anything to do with it's hard. Like that's why you have to make this check right now. Is like,
Oh, actually,
you're so
because of
stimulated right
reflex,
now.
it doesn't matter. It would be halved anyway. I took reflex.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why
right.
it's
Oh,
half.
okay. Gotcha. In that case, 12, 17.
17. Yeah, you're familiar enough with these sewers.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go to the channel that what was her name?
Fun gun.
Janice that Janice gave us, and say
Right?
Janice, I'm in the sewer system. If you need a contingency plan to get Sai out of there, we can link up at one of the manholes in the area.
You and those sewers, Jay. We've got our side unlocked. We're just waiting on you. If we need the sewers, we'll let you know.
All right, well we're close.
Nobody wants to join you in your sewer games.
as I look at the poop in my
That's so gross.
gunshot wound.
As Winslow and Netra are walking forward with the crowd, you see the Minister of Death, this literal like death machine, this humanoid death machine, setting up the prisoner in a cage, affixing her arms to chains, sliding from the top center of the cage down the side in a dense, like heavy-looking this like solid-looking pole that sets in between her shoulder blades and pushes her down, making the chains connected to her forearms taut. And so she's being like held firmly in place by this like vice box or whatever you'd call it, like a stretcher box of chains. Yeah, and the Minister of Death just pulls the chains a little bit taut, and her arms go, and you hear this like, you probably wouldn't hear it from your side, but let's just imagine that there's a lot of sort of like metal crunching, shoulder blades shifting uncomfortably, mechanically or otherwise. And you hear the Minister of Justice say, "Well, everything is set up. I say, let's kick this off early. We've got quite the crowd." Okay.
I would like to.
You hear this like this roaring cheer come from the crowd of people.
I would like to use Pathfinder. I would like to use a net action and use
Okay.
Pathfinder.
We will go ahead and we'll just say that you guys will get your turn, and then everything else will get their turn, and we'll go around the table, just to make it easier. So, Netra, you have three net actions.
Yes.
Okay, you have 3 net actions. Go ahead and so you're doing Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have to roll for that? Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Have to roll for that.
Hey.
13.
13 plus 10.
Plus 10?
Or did you already plus 10 with the influence of the
Oh, I didn't.
the bug?
23.
You start to see the stream of insects just spread across the view as you're halfway zoned out, as you've left your sort of cyber body back at this terminal with this bug now on your forearm, as it just sort of like leads these bugs forward into all of the different sort of tubes and mechanisms, and you see these almost like data structures off in the distance with scrolling, almost like matrix scrolls of data, and almost like lightning strikes will highlight different structures periodically. That hand movement just shifted all of my notes, so hold on. Yes, okay, so these bugs like go forward, and with every crawl, every sort of step forward that these bugs make, you are feeling it almost like immersed in the sensation of data streaming through. With a 23, you said?
Yeah.
There are 3 floors. One floor is the password, the floor that you're currently on, and it's like this constantly reconstructing crossword puzzle. And it's almost like figuring itself out, yet it's zeros and ones. So you have no idea like what it's actually figuring out right now. It just seems like a scramble of numbers. And on the second floor, it is a we're gonna have to come up with a better term for the offensive levels, but let's just say that a hellhound exists on this level. The security for this terminal exists on this level.
Okay.
And the last one is a control level. Yet it seems like many different control nodes exist on this level, on the third level. A control node for, you get that information, right? You get like the information of the control node. Just so you don't cheat, I have to look you in the eyes.
Let me see. Yeah, it says it's up to your discretion. I don't know the difficulty challenge of everything, but I would know what's on each level.
Okay, yeah, you see that there is controls for what looks like a large mechanism. There are controls for numerous cameras in the area. There are controls for speakers in the area. There are patrol route locations, and there's something that's like flickering in and out, even with the bugs crawling over everything. Your senses can't quite perceive this like silhouette of data that's halfway there. It's almost like a phantom in the system. Yes. So, what would you like to do?
I would like to contact Janice.
Jana.
What?
Jana.
Oh,
Jana.
I said Janice, I think. Whoops.
I might have said it at some point.
Jana, I've hacked the terminal. I'm at the password screen.
Of course you did, darling.
Do you happen to know what the password is?
Why would I know what the password
I
is?
don't know. Maybe you had intel.
No, you are my intel.
Over and out, Jana.
I've got all the faith.
I'm gonna. Let's see, what is it? I'm gonna use my second net action to do backdoor. So it's an attempt to break through the password.
Is it just to find the password or bypass the password?
Bypass.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Let's see.
It's like this also like the scene that you're in is immediately overwhelming and intimidating as it relates to security terminals that you've been through. Like this, I would say, is the first time that you've hacked directly into a priority security terminal for the Ministry of Justice, and it just the entire scene before you seems larger and more overwhelming and more interconnected than previous systems. Like there's almost this constant blow of wind pressing your like your neural digital body backwards. And you're just like constantly trying to focus on the different elements in front of you, and it's hard with all these shifting numbers.
I got a 21.
A 21. Okay, yeah, that just beats it. So you yeah, the 0 and 1 crossword puzzle just sort of like disperses into this silhouette of you that you just walk right through, as you can feel the data like tickling your skin, scrolling across you as you're walking through it, into the bright door leading to the next level.
Okay, and then for my third net action, I'm going to run one of my programs, and to be honest, I don't have the information in front of me, so I have to look it up really fast.
What is it?
I have 3 programs that I can do, Speedy, Hammer, and Flak, but I don't remember what each one does, so I have to look them up.
Okay.
So if you want to move on to someone else while I
Jay,
figure out
you're
what
up.
it is.
Yeah, flak sounds like anti-missile kind of shit.
What?
Hentai missile?
No,
Anti-missiles?
flak is just
Immediately.
from my perspective, like anti-missile.
Anti-missile. I'll have to see.
I mean, last I communicated on our channel, I asked them to let me know if it was safe to come back up in the manhole.
You can hold your action until they do, if that's what you want to do.
I don't think I'm in range to see. Well, especially now I'm distracted, so I don't see the manhole.
Okay.
You guys are walking away from the manhole.
Then I'll just I'll be in the sewer, kind of hanging out by that ladder. So
Come to
I'll
the
move.
other-
What's up?
Come to the other man, no? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this one. So I'll just be waiting there.
Don't forget about me, guys. Let me know when it's clear to go up.
Okay, Winslow, what are you up to?
So with me now causing hopefully a pretty large distraction, I'm gonna throw on my mask, kind of reappear within the crowd, and with all this going on, be like, Jay, come up on the gunfire. I'm gonna try to sprint towards the other side of the building. Is that possible? Is that good?
Towards where Jay was sprinting?
Yeah. Like
So you'd have to go through the Polizei.
So yeah. So the Polizei was hopefully following the crowd and myself the opposite direction. I'm gonna kind of do a tuck and roll, like tuck and turn around, like run in a direction, put on my mask, do a U-E in a wide U to try to circle back. So it's just like, it's like
there?
I'm running this way, put on my mask, into the crowd, circle back over to here, like try to avoid.
Are you going around the next building?
No, I'm trying to just weave.
So that
and-
alleyway is in
Very
has
narrow?
a lot of Polizei in it. On top of the now a collection of drones. You doing anything, you would get the impression, any running, anything like that, being a big person, you would probably be detained. You'd be an obvious element. It's not like they're focusing on one individual. They are like clearing the area.
Okay. Then I'm just going to. Then I'm gonna circle around the building. If there's a building that avoids the crowd, I'm gonna try to just just having a day, going around the building. Like, I need to get to that event. Oh wait, it's around the corner. Kind of.
Okay, so the building, even farther back, still sort of perpendicular to the Wings of Liberty, but 2 buildings away. You're going around the back and going down the opposite side.
Yeah,
back towards the square.
Yeah, essentially my goal is
To be on the opposite side of
where
Netra.
Jay. Yeah, exactly.
Jay's waiting for you
Where Jay went in originally, the opposite side of where Netra is, and Jay's current location.
So Jay's current location is actually in
where Netra is on the opposite side of the building. I'm trying to get to the other side.
Jay was
Okay, that's gonna
He was
take.
over here for the
Now
and
he-
now he's over there. I'm trying to get to this side.
If you want to run, it'll take 2 turns. If you're walking, it'll take 3 or 4 turns.
I'll run. Any Polizei that stops me, I'm like, I'm just trying to get to the event. I heard that the event was going on. I don't want to cause any trouble. And if they ask for my weapons, then I'm instantly giving them up. Like, oh, you take my weapons. I'm just here for the machine.
Okay. Yeah, give me a cool plus persuasion as you are. Okay, it's up to you. Give me either cool plus persuasion or dex plus stealth. But you are running, so.
I will give you a cool plus
be interesting.
persuasion. 15. I'm getting some real average rolls tonight. It's fucking angering.
15 is actually, yeah, it's pretty average. Okay. As you take off, that's your turn. You sort of bolt back down the opposite direction of the alley. Netra is now alone. Astraea, you're right by Netra and sort of like in between everyone.
Netra's in the center of the
Netra is approaching the main square, leaving the vicinity of the building, of the security building for the Ministry of Justice.
Okay, I'm still by the sewer grate that Jay's underneath.
Yes. Anything you're doing?
I guess I will look around to see if it's safe for him to come up, and I'm just gonna stomp on the grate twice, like doot. Up.
Okay. We'll say that there is still a commotion behind you. There's literally quite a few Polizei in the alleyway directly sort of connected
I guess
to.
I'll use my cloak to like billow out a little bit to like cover the that direction. Like.
Okay, give me a cool plus persuasion as well, or a. No, yeah, that'll be good.
Same thing. What's persuasion again?
Persuasion is cool. Cool plus persuasion plus.
So that's 15.
Okay. Let me just roll for them real quick. All right. You see that they're pretty well distracted. They're and especially since the Ministry of Justice, the Minister of Justice has just addressed the people. Everybody is like pushing themselves forward, trying to get a piece of the action. So they're not really even paying attention to you. We'll say that you have, you are, and you can use your action now, Jay, to ascend the ladder as you hear the rapping of Astraea's boots on the manhole.
Okay. Yeah, then I'm gonna put my mask on and sheath my machete and then go up.
Okay. You guys reunite, and you hear belting out towards the crowd across the speakers as well. So everybody hears this clearly, synchronizing with the gestures of the Minister of Justice. Very robotic and straightforward, but like still wild gestures the same. The resistance dies tonight. No enemy outthinks the machine. And he sort of like waves his hands towards the Minister of Death, who lifts up the chains, and you hear the sort of like twisting and wrenching of metal from these arms as they are just being pulled, like pulled apart. And the pole still sticking down and pressing into her, in between her shoulder blades, just keeps her in position as this is happening. The metal face mask is now lifting up. Her even the sedated state that she was in can sort of sense this intense pain. And that is their turn as he's effectively like in the middle of a speech. And throughout this speech, they're getting closer and closer to go time for executing her. Ruminate on what you're going to do. It is 8:38 p.m. PS Pacific time. So we'll take a quick break, and we will be right back. Thank you guys for watching so far. We will be with you in a moment. DMing with the quest is pretty interesting. I don't like it. I don't hate it. So we'll see you in a moment. Shazam.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our Instagram channel, Team Sasa.
Sasa.inc.
Be sure to give that check out. Good job. At words. Style over substance.
Attitude is every. Welcome back, Sassins, to the Cyberpunk stream of a lifetime. You don't want to miss what's going to happen in the last hour of this episode. I mean, we'll see. So,
I would like to go purchase some things.
yeah. I mean, there are a few vendors. Ice cream,
Pizza?
oil cream.
Yeah.
There's a vendor that just sells numerous sizes of wheels. Like small, like for all your sort of robo needs. Oh, like, you know, like they're little, like...
They got him.
All right, come on. All right, we're in it.
Hold on.
Yeah,
There we go.
Is it called
My
Wheelie
headset's about
Cool?
to die, so we'll see how this
You
goes.
didn't charge it while on the break?
No, I didn't, Max. No, I didn't.
It's a good note.
Okay, so Astraea just reunited with Jay as he ascended from the sewers. They are now in the crowded streets as the Minister of Justice is belting out his message to all that is gathered here. The four-armed person who is important in some ways to the resistance is chained up, being pulled, her arms being almost torn off of her body. Netra, in the middle of hacking the terminal to potentially move the cameras to give Magnicant Biased a shot. Why do you laugh every time I say that name?
I don't know. No reason.
MAG at the beginning of a name is not indicative of Magnus, okay? We'll set that up right
Nor
here.
is bias indicative of beasticus.
Isn't that the name of something?
It is very much a similar name of something, Rummy, and we'll
It's
talk about it
Magnicant.
later. Winslow is taking a long route to the other side of the square. Who knows what he has plans for? All right, back to the top of the round. Netra, what is it
Okay.
that you desire as you're hacked into the system?
So the program that I enabled was Speedy, and I swear to God it says Gonzalez, probably for copyright reasons, but that's the program.
Maybe.
So that ended my last turn. So on this turn, I want to use a net action to go down to the second floor, where the Hellhound is.
Okay. And you go down into as the digital doors open up, you are met by a scrolling data representation of the statue of the Wings of Liberty as she holds her spear up to you and aims it in your direction, her eyes glowing deep green, her wings unfurled across her back, still in as much disarray in her digital net form as in her physical form. But she still is a powerful figure standing well over you, Netra. You do have the breakthrough, the beetle on your arm that sort of gives you a little bit of confidence and makes you feel very capable in this this digital world. What would you like to do? Actually, it's roll for initiative as combat ensues.
Just her?
Yes, just her. This is
What
to
is
see who goes
initiative again in this? Just reflex? That's it?
I think it's actually your interface.
Interface.
It's like, yeah, your your special plus interface. I think. I don't have the things in front of me.
At the top of my page, I put a note that said initiative is reflex, but I don't know if that's still the same.
That's for physical. That's for meat initiative.
Okay.
It's when your meat needs to make decisions.
So is it tech plus interface or just interface?
Special plus interface, if you have anything under special.
That's not. Yeah, that's not anything.
Ew. Then yeah, just interface. Plus 1d10. plus 10.
Oh, okay.
Actually, screw it. You go first.
Fantastic.
my
What's going on?
So like there are contained combat instances inside of the net that happen throughout a smaller yet more spread out period of time in the netscape. So as you guys are doing all of your actions, she's literally like speeding through this sort of like digital advance of the security system, and she is now fighting the security almost like defender of this terminal.
So on my page it says when I encounter black eyes laying in wait on the level, it's interface plus speed bonus plus 1d10 versus the hellhound or creature's speed plus 1d10. And if it beats my check, then I suffer its attack.
Let's just say that due to the breakthrough, you go first. What is something that you would use to attack?
That's the thing, I don't have anything that actually attacks. It's just
Doesn't
kinda
matter.
like a
Literally anything.
I mean,
Netra.
like, what do you mean anything?
Anything that you would use, that you would spawn, that you would manifest, that you would like spend time in the sort of like netverse creating to be your weapon in here. If you want it to be mind bullets, it can be mind bullets, but there has to be something that manifests that attacks.
Neo.
Okay, but how rule heavy are we? Because on my end, that would mean I would have to spend a net action technically to run the program Banhammer, so then I would have a weapon, and then I can attack. So do you want me to do that, or do you want me to just make a weapon?
However, Banhammer, like it doesn't have to be a hammer; it can be whatever you want. But
Okay.
Banhammer is the mode of attacking. How it manifests is up to you.
Okay, so I'll use one net action and run the Banhammer program. And then I'm going to reach behind my back and then bring out a giant Viking war battle axe. And it's glowing and it has like rabbit feet tassels hanging off of it. You know, something nice and soft.
Okay.
It looks good in my head, Max, okay?
No, yeah, this gnarly, super heavy metal axe
Yeah.
just sort of like spawns out of the data, swirling around and manifesting into the shape of this axe. The breakthrough, the beetle crawls off of your arm up the length of the axe and into the center of the heft of the blade, and its wings spread, and you see it shift across both sides of the blade and extend its surface, making it huge. But also, as the wings are sort of flapping, it makes it much easier to wield as well. This,
Okay.
another description of adding 10 to your
Cool.
all rolls.
To my attack.
Yeah, so go ahead and... So that was getting in there. That was manifest. So your 2 net actions down, unless you can attack also with your Banhammer with that net action.
Music. Reset the playlist.
No, I think it's just taking a little while.
Reset the playlist.
I will attack, and then does that count as my 3rd net action? Or can I just attack? It doesn't say.
We'll say that you pull it out in strike, so it's.
Oh, I know, that's my 1st net action. Because all the other one. No, my first was to get into this level. Okay, never mind.
Righto.
Okay. What? I'm still learning how to use this. So, what do I roll to hit him?
Oh, my internet sucks.
Or do I just roll damage?
Really? We need a
Because that
Google
also
Wi-Fi
doesn't
in
say
here.
it here.
I don't know, actually.
I bought another one.
I don't have the net running rules in front of me.
Yeah, all
think...
it says is it does 3d6 damage.
Just roll 3d6 damage.
Okay. So 21 damage.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Who's laughing now at my bunny foot battle axe?
Still
Bitch.
me. Still me. I'm still laughing about it.
You reach forward with your massive battle axe and just slice down her, sort of like prepared with her spear, down her mechanized robes. And you see these like pieces start to break and fall away and disperse, revealing like inside portions of glowing green of this sort of like protector. So that's one attack. Many pieces have just like broken off. She seems more frail than you would have thought, given her size in stature. But you have one more net action.
For my last one, I'm going to attempt to slide to the next level.
Okay, go ahead. Go for it. You have to beat a 25.
What if I just get 25?
You beat it. You beat it.
Yeah, technically in D&D rules, that means I beat it.
Use luck.
That is with luck.
She will damage you, but you will get there. I will roll damage now.
What can I add my Speedy Gonzalez program for an extra 4 points of speed?
We gotta rename that.
I know. I'm just gonna say Speedy Gonzalez because that sounds really stupid.
Yeah, just name it whatever you want. This is a new universe. It doesn't have to be Speedy
Call it
Gonzalez.
Speed Racer.
I'm gonna add that to
Gonzalez Incorporated.
29.
You're still gonna take damage.
No, not if it's successful.
You take 19 points.
Why?
That doesn't happen.
But why?
damage.
As assistant GM, that doesn't happen.
As assistant GM. What is your actually, I'm sorry, let me do that one more time. That was one more D6 than should have been rolled. Oh, still 13 points of damage. If you have any sort of whatever the armor equivalent is, if there is one for net running, you can use that. But if there isn't, then you're 13 points of damage down.
So that goes down to 0 and I take 2 points of damage.
We can do that, yeah, sure. As like the spear, she turns around, spins, sort of like pirouettes, and jams the spear into the ground just behind you as you're sort of like sliding underneath her legs, jumping up and aiming right for the portal into the next phase of the security terminal. The spear impacts the ground and just entirely collapses in on itself, just like breaking apart in numerous different pieces of debris exploding outward. And the debris is actually what slices through your digital form and pushes you through the portal. But you do take 2 points, I suppose, through your digi armor of damage as one just like sticks into your shoulder blade as you disappear into the next, the final level of this elevator. And you see this control terminal, numerous knobs, doohickeys, like pipes everywhere curling out of the back and into the ground that seems to be like hissing steam periodically into the air. As you see this one large control terminal that seems to power numerous different facets of the security in this area.
Okay. I'm just gonna stumble up to it, and then I'm gonna be out of breath, and that's gonna be the end of my turn.
Okay. Yeah, that's my Wi-Fi is not so very good. I can't play anything. All right. Well, back to this. Okay. So that's your turn as you're still walking sort of absent-mindedly into the square as you're focusing on the terminal. You feel it just within your reach as you start to connect the dots between what you felt that the security terminal has access to, and you start seeing different speakers high up on every single building, and even sort of like poles sticking out of the ground with 3 speakers on every side, also booming out of the drones as well, and the Polizei hovercraft. And you start to see cameras as well, especially from the drones. And next up is Jay. What are you up to?
So I just got of the manhole and am with Astraea. And there is, if I look down the alley, like a lot of Polizei that are searching the area, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then I think I'm gonna continue walking down in the alley in the direction that the Polizei are heading. I don't want to turn. Well, if Netra is where she is on this map, I don't want to turn this way, like towards her, to draw attention towards her. So I'll keep going down the alleyway in the same direction that they're walking.
Okay. All right. So that's your movement. Are you holding your action for anything?
I mean, there's nothing else going on. We're just waiting on Netra to hack into it, right?
Yes.
Then, yeah. I mean, I'd like to circle around the building. I don't know if you can see this. You can't. But I'd like to circle around the building and end up doing like a U-turn and heading towards the rebellion building. Right?
Okay.
Like one of these.
You see, as you're passing through, you start to see people like climbing the fire escapes to get a higher view and like peeking around the corners. Like it's just getting more and more dense in this crowd. Winslow, we'll say it'll take. Actually, go ahead and give me a I think it's a reflex. We'll see. I'm sorry. Dex plus athletics to see. If you get above an
14.
18, you'll make it this round. So you make it just to the other side of the building. So you're looking, if you as you turn, you're looking down the street that leads into now 2 buildings away from the square. Next turn, thanks to your cybernetic legs, you'll be able to make it into the square if that's where you're looking to do it.
Okay.
And that's using your entire turn to like double your movement as well.
Can I use a bonus action to say something?
Yes.
Actually, no, I don't say anything. No, I'm trying to keep my presence kind of secluded right here.
Astraea, you're up.
So the manhole that Jay came out of, is it open still or closed?
I would have closed it.
Yeah, but are we trying to still create a commotion or are we not trying to create?
The terminal, which was your mission, has been taken over.
So we don't want to do any more commotion, any more distractions. Or anything.
Not unless one of the Polizei find breakthrough.
Alright, then I'm going to stay. I'm going to, I guess. Well, I'm gonna go up to this block right here and just lean against the wall.
Where? One more time?
Yeah.
Alright, I see.
Moving
Looking for
closer.
anything in particular?
I'm just leaning up against the wall just to keep like just if a police officer like notices Netra and runs past me, I'll just quickly like I don't know, trip him or something. Like
Okay.
if I know they're going after Netra and not just like some random person in the crowd.
Okay. You hear Jenna across the all of your comms go, guys, how we doing down there? It's looking like they sped up the timetables. We ain't got a lot of it, unfortunately. Looks like we only got a few seconds before they pull the trigger on old Cy.
Netra's working on it.
I just got to the control room.
Our fate is in your hands, sugar. And she comms go dead. And you hear the Minister of Justice. No enemy outruns the machine. The machine finds them. breaks them like meat through the grinder, and the machine keeps you all safe. Justice is peace. And the Minister of Death, large hulking machine, just continues to pull the chain, and you start to you hear the winding of some gears in their forearm as the chain just gets pulled. Like they're not moving their arm; it's just getting pulled into their forearm through the rotors in their forearm. And you imagine you literally only have a few seconds left to give Magnicant Biased time to shoot or safety to shoot.
I'm gonna ping over our comms channel. Like, worst comes to worst, I'm firing at that big old guy. Like, worst comes to worst.
Do you have your sniper rifle?
I have my assault rifle.
Okay. Yeah, your stealth rolls are gonna have to be a little bit higher if you. Because I didn't know that you were carrying your shotgun. You were carrying your.
There are no more stealth rolls for me.
I know. Just saying. Okay. Netra, you are up next as the crowd is like shouting for justice. Like, bring the resistance to justice! Yeah! Just like going wild, cheering, jumping, and there are like people in the streets clenching their fists, just like you can see their teeth gritting, their teeth clenching,
Grinding.
They're gritting their teeth.
whispering to each other. You are up as you see this control console, many doohickeys in front of you.
I'm gonna go over the comms and be like, I'm trying to control the drones now. I'll let you know when I have the window open.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm using what?
No, I'm just saying you have again control of speakers, patrol routes, cameras, and a system in front of you. Like there are numerous different controls.
Okay. Then first I'll try and control the speakers.
Okay. As like everybody not inside of the netverse that Netra is in, you hear the breaking of the speech of the Minister of Justice through the speakers. You can still hear the faint sort of pumping out of the voice through its mechanized unnatural voice, but the speakers sort of spark for a second.
Can I say something to it through it?
Yes.
I'll be like, down to the machine! Boo! Attack them!
Simon,
Fuck the machine!
do I hear this?
Give me a cool plus persuasion.
Do I hear it?
Everybody hears this. You hear Netra's voice come through.
Do I add 10 too?
Yes.
24.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, you start to see Jay, even where you are, Astraea, especially where you are, you start to see cloaks sort of shift and reveal guns underneath hands start to move towards them. There's a pause in the air as one side is looking around to see what's going on, and another side is fucking readying themselves, busting out their guns, lighting Molotovs, and you have but mere moments before shit hits the fan.
Okay.
It's the Mortal Code! And I fucking...
You're
dumb.
not up. You still have 2 more net actions.
Next, I would like to go ahead and hack the drones.
Okay, you start to see numerous different screens in front of you displaying different things. Citizens super into it, trying to get higher to see, wondering what's going on. Some citizens whispering to each other, passing messages "Oh, you fucking ready? Let's fucking do it." Again, all flavors of people in this area, and you actually start to see prowling, large, sleek, metallic, almost dogs, but much larger than dogs, prowl through the crowds and start jumping at some people who are ready with weapons. As one dog starts to take a position down this next to this humanoid who is also in this like shoulders slumped down. It's a robo who's got this trench coat on and these just like gnarly sort of like robotic teeth. No obvious eyes to make out, as they are just like commanding these huge hounds to take out whatever they can. You see like a middle-aged man hopping with a broken prosthetic, looking desperately like trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. The four-legged machine tanks start to go from static and not moving to fully activated. Their tanks barrels are looking at the most dangerous areas, and you see like high fashion bots in like hover vehicles just like eating the robot equivalent of popcorn, which we'll just say is like nuts and bolts, just like going in their mouth. And it's just like you get camera angles of literally almost everything going on. And you see one that's about to sort of like pan over to a Magnicant the 11th floor of the second tallest building, with the flashing bunny neon sign, the flashing white bunny neon sign.
Yeah, I would like to take that one down.
So as you sort of like pull your fist away, or however you want to like manifest this action, and numerous cameras turn away from that spot. And that is your second net action.
So, in my notes I say control all the drones and give them a 3 seconds of darkness across all cameras. So the drones are no longer looking, correct? So that's like one set of cameras down?
That's everything. You have
Oh,
all
that's
the cameras.
everything?
You have drones, and you have the cameras like on the buildings.
So those are all down then?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, they're not all down.
They're just not
You
looking.
can choose to turn them off or turn them away.
Oh, I'll turn them all off.
Okay. All of those pick screens go down for you. Everything goes black in terms of the environment that you're walking through, as it relates to the terminal and the cameras. It's not immediately obvious to anybody but you, so you're going to have to use the rest of your turn to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the cameras are down. I'm gonna go over the comms like, your 3 seconds are now. The cameras are dark. Take it now.
Okay. So this is all happening simultaneously. We'll still go through the natural order. Jay, what are you up to? Oh, sorry. One last thing. You do see, connected to this terminal, the mechanism is this like you feel this heavy presence behind the doors, the large, thick, sort of like garage doors in the front of the security building in the square.
Can I lock it with my third net action?
Yeah, we'll say that you can.
Yeah, shit's locked.
But you also feel like power over it.
What do you mean? I feel power over the garage door?
You feel power over the presence in the garage door. You just don't have you don't have experience as to what it is. You've hacked into cameras before, you've hacked into like what you've seen so far, but this is something new that you haven't seen.
Oh, okay. In that case, yeah, I'll let them know that their 3 second window is now, and then I'm gonna focus all my energy into figuring out what that is and preparing myself.
Okay. Jay, Winslow, you're up next.
I'm gonna head back to actually where I came from, back in that direction, and since I hear now streets are getting hostile, I'm just gonna I'm not gonna go directly back to the group, but I'm just gonna keep an eye on them, make sure they're all good, and then I'll just prepare to let them know to head to this head over by me to this manhole if we need to bounce. But there's nothing like is there any do I meet any resilience between where I was and back to the corner where I come from? It sounds like robots are
You
now.
see one of the sort of like the group of samurai that were sort of like coming in as all this started, just rip the arm off with one of their blades of one of the Polizei there. So like that was almost the first act of total aggression and anarchy in your contained section. But it is everybody is in the midst of this volatility wherever they are. So it's like right now that gang is just like not giving a fuck, slicing them up, and they are also being like descended upon by drones and Polizei. So
I'm gonna help them.
Okay.
I'm gonna try. I'm basically gonna use as much movement as I can to get as close to the group, Astraea and Netra as I can, but then join in and start, if I can, hack away at any Polizei in the immediate area.
Do you have your mask on?
Yeah, I put it back on before I went back up street side.
Okay. Okay, then just give me we'll say just give me a dex plus brawling or melee weapon, whatever you want to do.
Okay. 21.
Okay, yeah, you hit as you're sort of like back to back with the samurai, and you just like leap off one of the fire escapes and just sink your machete into the top of one of these drones. Your feet hit on top as you're in a crouched position as the drone is failing to maintain its position in the air. As it, woo, 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 woo. Halt! In the name of the law!
I mean, that's everything I can do, right?
Okay, yeah, you've cleared out some of the opposition in the area, but also revealed yourself as opposition in the area. Winslow, you're up. You also have bonus action if you want to say anything. Or
I knew I liked you guys.
Okay.
To the samurai guys.
Got it. Winslow.
I am going to fire my assault rifle at the death dealer.
Are you really? So like, so this is you're about 100 meters away, which means you'll have to beat 30 for your roll. What do you say?
Not with that attitude.
You have to beat 30. Yeah.
That's impossible, isn't it? He'd have to roll a 10, and then both his reflex...
If he rolls a 10, he'll get it.
Wait, what?
Well, I'm just like, remember the effect of the natural highest roll. In this case, happens to be a 10 as opposed to a 20. If you get a 10, you'll surely make it. But you do have to beat a 30 at the distance that you're at.
Yeah. Just gonna fire in the direction of the death, the Minister of Death, going, "For humans, for the mortal code!" I'm gonna fire randomly and go into the same exact sewer that Jay went into. No stealth. No, I'm just gonna for the mortal code and humans.
So you're not aiming at the...
I'm going to aim in the general direction. My intention is to hit him, but I don't care if I don't. I'm just in the general direction.
Go for it.
Prisoner's right next to him.
As like your both your feet are on both sides of the manhole, and you set off this
22
proclamation. What was your natural roll?
My natural D10 was a 5.
Okay.
Just a D10.
You, like the distance, you imagine like you aimed the distance just right, but having like the accuracy to hit them is incredibly difficult, and you don't even stay around to see as you fire into the air. and a light from one of the drones flashes over you, and they start reeling their tri-barrel actual like bullet minigun, as opposed to the sort of like the pelting metal softball minigun, and you just rip the grate up and drop down as you hear some bullets enter into the tunnel that you dropped into, but you are not scathed. And you do hear some Polizei running towards that tunnel.
Cool.
Okay, Astraea, you're up.
So you said there was a cybernetic houndmaster guy or whatever. I want to. Where is he exactly? Because you said he was around. You didn't point out to where he was on the map.
In the thick of the crowd.
Where in the thick of the crowd?
Getting excited.
Sorry. Okay, so we'll say like the houndmaster is on the outskirts. Oh, sorry, got it mixed up. Is on the outskirts right here, coming in your direction. And one hound is in like dead center in the crowd, just mauling, ripping to shreds somebody who you just see their like bloodied hand release a weapon. And the other dog is right up next to the houndmaster. Again, this dog is maybe like 5 feet high, thick metal plating, just like in like no eyes to see, just like the houndmaster himself, but like rows upon rows of teeth, as it's in this perpetual snarl.
So as I slowly walk up on the opposite side, basically, I want to walk up this way. As I pass Netra, I want to ask her to give me that metal node thing. I can't remember what it's called. The grava, whatever, blah 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 blah.
The graviton viscerator. Well, you can't remember that?
I was like, could you activate this graviton eviscerator if I put it on the ground in his path?
Can I interact with him right now? Or?
We'll say that like you had the graviton eviscerator just like in the back of your hand, or sorry, in your hand on like the back of the nape of your back, the small of your back, so that Astraea could sort of like grab it for ease of use. We'll make you guys a bit more cohesive than you actually are.
So grab that, and can I like? He's walking straight down this way, correct?
Yes.
I guess I want to like just walk here and kind of toss it right around right here, and then just kind of walk. What is this red dot, by the way? Actually,
That was the drone.
okay, so yeah, I'm gonna walk right here to where the drone was, and just like wait. So it's here, I'm here, he's here, Nedra's there. We're almost like a giant T.
Okay, just like releasing it from your strong hand, it slides on the ground, and like as you release it, you just casually turn and walk over to the corner and try and blend in as best as you can amidst the chaos, which is not incredibly difficult. Go ahead and give me a cool plus, I'm sorry, either Dex plus stealth or cool plus persuasion.
Cool plus persuasion.
Persuasion.
This is like, because there's no, like, she's trying to blend in and like do an act, but it's not necessarily as
I'm gonna
accurate.
add 5 points of cool to that, so it's a 21.
5 points of will to that?
Of
Or sorry,
luck,
of luck.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's 21?
21.
Okay, you feel pretty confident. Like you see all of the action happening before you now. People are pulling out their weapons. They're like somebody says, "Death to the machine!" in the middle of the crowd and releases another Molotov as one of the drones, one of the Polizei hover cars turns their minigun towards them and just opens up. And it's like, and a trail of bullets rips through all of the people on the way to this person, destroys them, continues along this line, and hits the Molotov mid-air as it just like rips through 10 people on the way in this streak to eliminate the Molotov before the fire just sort of like specks of the glass are arcing towards the platform in the stage. So that was your, I guess, movement, your action. You do have a bonus action if you would like. I would say,
Could I like activate that graviton thing when the Houndmaster gets like near it? Or is that only possible for Netra? Actually?
No, we'll say she opened it to anybody. So she just eliminated the security lock of the remnants of dust. But yeah, that is that's what happened. Okay, so next up is you hear as the minister starts to say, feast your eyes on justice as its nemesis. The head of the resistance is put to the guillotine. Even amongst all of this chaos, and as he turns around and sort of like opens his hand up to the scene of the four-armed woman being pulled apart, and the Minister of Death reeling in the chain that's ripping her limbs off, you hear this, and the Minister of Death's head explodes off of their body, and emerging from the debris inside of the head is this hologram of a human. Hold on. A human sort of like hologram erupts from the hole, and it's in the shape of Jana. And she it doesn't say any words, but the hologram presents giant letters. The machine can bleed. The machine can die. Feel the rage and rise. As like if they didn't reveal themselves before, they certainly reveal themselves now. As like you see a kid drop down a fire escape with a rocket launcher and like drop into a rolling position and onto its knee and just release a rocket across the landscape and detonate into one of the quadruped tanks, and everybody starts to, as the headset dies,
Nice.
everybody starts to uproar.
To humanity.
And the arms of the thank you, it's good to be back. Wow, this is what you guys look like. I don't want to play anymore. Just kidding. As the arms are being ripped apart from Sai, still with a sort of like a metal plate over her head, it's the executioner, the Minister of Death, is still. Like their components are at a stagnant right now, not moving. And you see, as the hologram keeps playing that message over and over, the Minister of Justice walk over, shove his hand into the remnants of the face, and just grab the whatever's making this hologram and crush it. Where, as this happens, smoke starts to out of whatever the hell he crushed and starts to obscure the entire the entire platform this is taking place on. You just see all of the different lights from the robos and the Polizei light up as the only thing that you can see through this smoke is it's cascading through the whole thing, obscuring even the quadruped tanks. And you hear the sound of this hover bike just like zoom across the distance. You guys now have your turns. Netro, what are you going to do?
Am I aware of what's behind that garage door now?
You, as you focus on it, you see the silhouette of about a 20-foot tall, massive robo. It doesn't have any will of its own. It is meant to be controlled.
And did they get the prisoner out and everything? Everything's good in that area?
Nope. It's obscured with smoke right now. And you remember almost explicitly being told, like, this is not your part of the job. But you can feel free to intervene as you wish.
I'm gonna get on comms. You guys, there's a giant robo-mech that I think I can control. Should we do it, or should we get the hell out of here?
Disable the hound guy, so we can all the hounds, I guess, since they can chase us. But
yeah. Am I able to? Is there a control node here for any of the hounds?
There are no control nodes for the hounds.
Okay.
Let's go with the box. Like, control the master, focus the hounds. I'll cause a distraction as best that I can.
I was gonna throw the graviton administrator under it.
Yeah, you could probably use that on the hounds. Maybe.
Let's do some damage and get the hell out of here.
Okay. I'm going to command the robot. Or, no, first I'll open the garage door.
Okay, so that's one net action, and you start to see your vision goes into as you take control over what is now as you make. There's like above the control panel, there are designation plates, and this one's just a little bit. It's like brand new, and so you have to like peel off the
That
sort of like digital
plastic film?
Exactly, and then you get like a clear view, and it says Ubermech.
Uber.
And there's just like piloting controls by it,
Oh,
and
boy.
you see the viewport of its vision represented in front of you, and you see it go from darkness to the great coming up to reveal the crowd in front and the smoke on the stage, as it were, and you definitely see.
Turn it down a little bit.
Oh yes. Also switch socks. So your one net action was to open up the door, and the next you can control it, or you can tap into the speakers, or there was also that flickering, like digital silhouette that wasn't fully formed. But yeah, it's up to you.
I'd like to control the Uber mech.
Okay, let me just make sure that it was called Ubermech. I don't have any of my notes, so yes, Ubermech. Great. Okay, so immediately you have controls for what looks to be a chest beam. You have wrist flamethrowers, and as the view screen looks down towards its hands to see what other sort of mechanisms it has, it's holding a giant like metal bar with studs along the length of it.
Okay.
And it just takes a few steps forward. If you don't pay attention, you could very well run over innocent people, but that's up to you as to how much you care about that.
I'm gonna look for the closest hellhound or police guy. I don't remember what you called him. Polizei? Polizei.
Okay, so I would say the main threats that you see and that you saw with the cameras are the two hovercraft up top that are maybe about keeping a distance of almost like eye level with you, and as you look with the view of the Ubermech, you see the designation of Houndmaster over the sort of like skulking or stalking robotic form who's clearly in the sort of attire of the ministry, or the Ministry of Justice or the Machine.
I'm going to chest beam at that person.
Okay, go ahead and give me one of those rolls that you need to do.
What is it?
Reflex plus marksman? Yeah, let's do that.
Reflex.
And you'll have to beat a 20.
Do I get to add 10?
Yes, you do.
26.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll 66.
$17.
17 points of damage. Okay, you see the dog that was previously attacking, and just like ripping to shreds one of the resistance fighters. You see it look up towards the welling beam of light in your center mass that you also sort of see highlight from your viewport, and you see it look up and just jump up and throw its body in the way of the beam as it's just like trying to bite it, and it's melting its head, but still just like through its shoulders, and its face is completely destroyed, but you still see its body sort of like trying to stay alive and continue to operate. It's not fully destroyed. These are like hardy beasts you see, but you do still have one more net action.
I'd like to hold my net action to jack out of this system
Okay.
in case I need to. Like if something's about to hit me and I need to run now, then I'll jack out really fast.
Okay. Jay, you're up.
I'm gonna look at these the dudes that are fighting with me and say,
Let's go, samurai. We got a city to burn.
Really?
yeah. And then I'll try and lead a charge towards the Polizei. But I won't move any closer than that manhole. And I'm gonna put my machete away, get my shotgun out, and blast any in range.
Okay. Give me a cool plus persuasion. I'm free.
A natural 10.
Oh wow. Better words have never been said. Our blades are yours. And he looks over his shoulder and gives a head nod, and three other members with samurai blades and various different assortments of samurai armor come up and take position in like a row, blocking the alleyway. As two of them turn to the side, and Polizei are coming down the alleys that they're and they're like taking a position to defend. So like this is now a defended area that's pretty much in your guys' control. But you look into the square, and it's just like, if there's discrimination in who's being fired upon from the Polizei, it's near impossible to tell. As just like the crowd is being mowed down, no chances are being taken. Yes. Okay. So good, great. Winslow in the sewer system being pursued. And the manhole has not been put back over, so like forces are continually going down as like you hear a drone start to try and like maintain its position in the very center of the tunnels as it's just like perfectly descending down.
Okay. I wish there was a subsystem map for this. Is there a tunnel going this way to this area?
Yeah, there's like a huge interconnecting network. You can see that there's almost like a street system equivalent where it like follows the different streets from up top. There are some that turn into smaller holes and like connect to the buildings as their own sort of like sewage system leaks out into it. But for the most part, the walkways and the larger tunnels are connected to the street system as well.
Okay. I'm going to try to lead as best as possible towards this corridor or this alleyway, and lay a grenade here. Doesn't matter at the time. I'm just gonna boop, throw it behind me, and run up to this sewer gate and climb it. Like, no matter who's behind me, it doesn't matter how far they are. I'm just gonna pop it, throw it, and go. And I'm going up back to the normal system. I'm going to strip down to my underwear as best as possible.
On your way up?
As I'm up on the live system, not on the ladder.
So in the midst of the...
As soon as I climb up, sunlight, I'm stripping off clothing.
Okay. We'll say that'll be a bonus action. Sure. Yeah, with your mechanized
Action
legs,
to
we'll say
throw,
that you...
climb, and yeah.
Okay. they rolled abysmally to avoid that. So you do hear the abrupt disconnect of halt in the name of the machine. But you do hear like quickly coming up behind them the sounds of the drone coming on their way, and some footsteps farther back as well as you sort of like ascend the ladder. Okay, go ahead and give me. What is your goal for this stripping?
Stripping is to be completely almost naked down to my skivvies underwear.
Makes sense.
And to just grab anything, literally anything, and use it as like a beggar's
Wow.
Oh, that's what I'm doing.
Sure. Okay. So as you get to the top, give me a. You can either do stealth, reflex and not reflex, dex and stealth, or cool and persuasion, or something else if you think it's more relevant.
21. I'm using cool and persuasion.
Okay, so like you as you exit the push the manhole over, exit the top, you use your arm as you go into a roll to throw it back over, landing setting perfectly. And in that roll, you just unbutton your clothing, use some of your. Do you have any cybernetic components, or are you full human?
I have cybernetic arms and leg. I have one cybernetic leg, one cybernetic arm.
I don't know if I'm using these terms correctly, but the servos in your arm start to whirl even more as you're just like turning, ripping off your clothing, and kicking it aside, like underneath one of the nearest large garbage cans. And you pick up you're looking around, and you pick up the hat of the dude that sort of like tried to conceal himself, as his body's just like on the ground, and he is laid out with just like bullets have ripped him to shred. And you just take his hat, and you're just like holding it out.
I'm looking at it as dumb as Bob. I'm like rocking back and forth. Machine, I love you. That's what I'm doing.
Polizei comes up, takes their assault rifle, aims it towards your head.
I'm just literally as dumbified as possible. Machine loves you. I love you.
It's like
machine.
in his human companion says, "Not worth it, man. Not worth it. We've got bigger fish to fry over there." And he like looks over towards like the chaos of streaming bullets just streaking across the skyline. In impacts exploding. It's you're alive. Astraea. as the hound jumped in front of the beam of the Houndmaster, and the Houndmaster looks at the large robot, does this like infuriated, like I can't fucking believe this thing has taken over, and just sends one of his hounds after it.
Is it compared to them?
Giant robot is.
You have all these things.
Yeah, it's like a beholder equivalent. Sure. With its eye beams.
So they're basically a hound's like running this way, or?
Yeah, just straight at it.
So I guess I would go over here, grab the graviton eviscerator, and just toss it underneath the Houndmaster.
So we'll just say that you run and you like soccer kick. Go ahead and give me a reflex plus marksman. Or dex plus athletics, whichever one works better for you.
They're both the same.
Then the outcome shall be the same.
And so I'll use marksmanship. So that's a 24.
24. Yeah, it lands like it. You like it hockey puck sort of like goes through legs, running away, and like you see one guy like go in front of the Houndmaster and pull out a gun, and the Houndmaster just like reaches forward, grabs their head, and just crushes it in their hand as the puck hits their foot and starts like spinning it like in the air a foot above the ground.
Activate.
And you just hear and the Houndmaster is, you see their legs kicking as they're twisted up in air. Their chest is now facing the ground and they're hovering about 7 feet above as you see like numerous arm pieces and legs start lifting as well in just like a radius of about like 5 to 7 feet around this thing. Different like bullet shells, bullet casings are lifting up as well. Yeah.
Like, just Netra! And then, yeah, I'll
Like
go.
detonate?
Just like fire at him or something. He's vulnerable now. I have no idea. I'm gonna pull my shotgun out and just start shooting at the. If a hound is coming near me, I'm gonna shoot at the hound that's coming near me.
Okay, that we'll say that like kicking it was your bonus action. Kicking it was your action. Igniting it was your bonus action, and then
head back.
He's probably got 3 more actions.
Backwards.
as you're walking back, like
I'm just gonna do and fade into the crowd, I guess.
Okay. Next up, you'll see that you still hear the hover bike streaking across the sort of like horizon of the scene underneath the legs of the Wings of Liberty. Through the smoke, you see it enter. There's a brief pause and a bit of ruckus, and like you see the flashes in the smoke of bullets being streamed across, and you see exiting Janna Silvergun with the captive on her back, on the back of the bike, just passed out, the arms so pulled and destroyed that they're dragging on the ground and pieces are just flying out behind them as it's just like streaking off into the distance. And the Minister of Justice you see exit the smoke, just jumping out and into the van with the like. Yes?
The dark stream has something.
The dark stream has something.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't actually quite understand the comment. But somebody said, "Where are the RPG units?"
Danny said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny said that. I said, I said, like randomly,
That was right before
Like-
the.
basically pulling out knives, mace, like bat, anything that's small that can cause chaos.
What?
Like little screwdrivers, knives, custom-made pistols. Like it is the resistance.
There was an RPG there.
Like Danny is asking for the NPCs within the game. What are they doing?
They're
So I would say just randomly pulling out
Ah.
anything that is available to them as makeshift weapons, custom pistols, custom knives. That's all they really have access to cause as much chaos as possible. Random NPCs,
Didn't they have
knives
an
and
RPG already?
pistols.
You got all that
I
from
mean-
this comment?
Didn't they have an RPG already? Yeah.
Danny,
He
if that's
said-
what
he
you
said
meant-
then the RPG happened.
You should let us know what weapon you want to attack with, and we will include you in this.
yeah.
this
There
session.
are
Tech Kyle, you are him.
quite a
What are
few
you gonna do?
resistance fighters with various different weapons. Most all are makeshift. Tape around them, bolts coming out in different ways, explode midway through use. That's just the life of a resistance fighter. It does seem like the Polizei are winning almost overwhelmingly right now. The goal, you think, has been met to get to save Sai, but it's not like she looks like she might even die like on the motorcycle ride as
They
you
have
see her.
refresh.
as you see, like, motorcycle comes from this direction, enters the smoke, and you just see Leave down this street, hopping over the van, and the Minister of Justice just jumps through, rips the door off of the van, gets inside, and starts chasing her as he commands somebody else to get into the gun, and they're off. So, as the machine's turn has ended, we will get, actually not before the Houndmaster is pulled towards the ground along with every single piece of loose metal above him, thanks to the Graviton Eviscerator, and you just hear this dense, heavy plop of machinery and metal smack into the ground, and followed by hundreds of as they're just being pelted, or the Houndmaster is being pelted by this loose metal. It's not enough to like do an incredible amount of damage, but it's enough to keep them down in the meantime.
That's right.
As Winslor has successfully kept out of the eye of the machine in amidst this chaos, Jay has taken up position to potentially guide Netra, or help Netra on her way back, as well as Astraea, as she is both of them are retreating back to...
Yeah. If we're putting up a defensive position, I'd be yelling out to them to fall back to this manhole.
Right. As we'll just end this session as
I can't read that.
Which direction is the car from us?
the car is 2 streets in the opposite direction of where Jay is.
So it's like that way?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I'll just run that way.
Okay. Everybody is in. I mean, Winslow is away from the group, but we will find out how Winslow handles this situation next time
Winslow, get your naked
on
ass over here.
Sasapunk. That is where we will pick up next week, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Thank you for watching, everybody. We do have a few other things going on. This episode will go up on our YouTube channel, Team Sasa. No one, no underscore, just Team Sasa, one word, on YouTube at 6 p.m. on Wednesdays. Share it, please. Like it with all of your friends, and give us feedback. We always want to improve what we're doing. Like, was me wearing a headset distracting? Or was it cool? Like, we just want to hear anything that, all of your thoughts, so we can make this a better, more entertaining experience for everybody around.
You should remind them also that Netra here, being a net runner, is connected to the audience. So if they would like to be a part of the story, then communicate through the chat with Netra if you have any cool ideas, and then she can help bring those to life.
I don't even need to, Enzo. You just did.
Well,
Thank you. But yes, of course. So, like, if you want to be a part of the stream, if you want to help us build this really cool story, come in with a few different ideas. We're operating in a dark cyberpunk universe, so any science fiction ideas are greatly welcome. Any wild ideas, style over substance, live on the edge, attitude is everything. Keep those in mind. And the losers have their very own stream every day of the week, Monday through Friday, from 4 to 9 p.m. Pacific time.
and that's on, if you look us up, The Loser Club, Luzer, Loser Club, on our Facebook page.
If you want to be comfortable in how awkward you are in your skin, just stop on by and you'll feel right at home.
We play Minecraft on Mondays, Sea of Thieves on Tuesdays. Wednesday we go through a bunch of VR content. This is where we're at on Thursdays, and Friday is GTA.
And next week we'll be giving away a giveaway on the stream. Let us know what kind of giveaways are appealing to you. If like a giveaway to the subject matter, Cyberpunk, is interesting. If a giveaway to D&D is interesting, Amazon gift cards, let us know. We're always trying to understand what's appealing to folks. So with that, I will bid you adieu. And as always, until fate next brings us together. And never stop playing role-playing
Role-playing
games.
RPGs.
Yeah.
Somebody press the button.
Bye.
Press
Press it!